All right, I hit record. We've got to start now.
We gotta do this thing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll just start it off then.
That sounds good.
Do an intro beat for me.
No.
Okay. This is a Something About Nothing podcast. This is my friend over here, the man, the only, the exciting, the boisterous, every adjective I can think of. Ricky, I pity the fool Pope.
Thank you very much.
It was a stretch today.
That was a stretch. Okay.
You pity the fool. So.
And my compadre on the other side of the desk, Mike. Everything is awesome. Shilling.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually thought about it this week.
You did?
I thought about,
Man.
I spent like 10 minutes deciding what to say.
Man,
what a novel idea.
That's awesome. I
didn't want to spend too much time on it.
I usually Google it and I find the first definition that I can find. So I just point at it or,
Google's the answer to everything.
Google. I told a guy at my work, and I do IT. I'm an IT guy.
Yeah.
And there's a young guy over in the AV department, and I usually will talk to his senior audio engineer.
Okay.
And he's pretty tech savvy. So we have these conversations, and we know that this guy is, eavesdropping on our conversation. So we talked about Google, and I said to him, "Do you remember before we had the internet?" I said, "Yeah, I remember that. You remember back then, if we had to do a Google search, we had to send a postcard to Google, and it usually took 5 weeks before we get the answer." I know, man. I know. And the guy asked, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, man. You ask people around here."
Oh.
And yeah, we did. So yeah. So if
did he actually go ask you? Do you know?
I think we finally put him out of his misery. We just told him, "Hey, it's
not a thing.
It's not a thing. It was Yahoo."
So
nice. Yeah. So anyway,
hey, I do remember back in the day of the early internet, something pre-Google. It was called a gopher search.
Oh.
Do you remember Gopher?
Yeah, I do.
Gopher search. I worked in a library, and actually my wife worked there too for a while, in a small college library, and we had to do these Gopher searches to get the right information so we could label our books properly for our new, because it was brand new, our new computerized checkout system. They were getting state of the art.
Now, see, that's none of that card indexing. You were getting away from that. You were just
You could look it up on the computer once we put it in
you
there.
Didn't use like a microfisher?
Not anymore. Not after that point.
That's awesome.
We still had the microfiche.
Yeah, I call it the fisher because you like you're fishing.
Yeah, it's more like microfiche was more like you were fishing because you'd slap something in there and you'd spend 2 hours looking at it and go, "Nope, didn't catch anything."
Yeah, Well, I mean, usually I went to the library to sleep, so people thought I was like really smart. He said, "Man, Mike's at the library again."
All the time.
All the time. And the reason was there was this really nice sofa, like in the very back, like 5 rows back where no one could see you.
Yeah.
Right next to two large palm tree plants,
nice.
Yeah. So, man, it was nice.
Well, there wasn't anybody else in there bothering you.
Well, just a homeless guy next to me, but usually you spray him down with Lysol, you don't smell anything.
Well, there you go.
So
that
that's
works.
pretty. Yeah. So
back on the Google thing.
Yeah.
Google is like one of my favorite things, and my daughters ask me questions all the time, and I know a lot of things, and I try to answer some things, and a lot of times I just go, "Google knows."
Google knows.
Google knows. I don't know, but Google knows. Google knows everything.
It does. It even knows your social security number.
Yeah, it's a little freaky.
It even knows your blood type and DNA. It knows your firstborn before you ever know that your wife is pregnant.
Now that That would be weird.
That is weird. Kind of like that. What was that movie with Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
And it was the one where they lived in a world where he was a police officer, and they could actually tell who committed the crime before it happened.
Yeah.
It was a pretty interesting concept. So,
yeah, that is. It is an interesting
so
concept.
they had this thing where, oh, so and so is going to commit this, so they go arrest so and so, and the guy go, I didn't do anything. But like 5 hours, he would have like had this this passionate hate crime because somebody, took his girlfriend or something like that. So
yeah,
wasn't that fun? That was a good topic.
Minority Report.
Minority Report.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Pre-crime. Fascinating idea.
Take a bite out of pre-crime.
That is Minority Report. That's actually a Philip K. Dick book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Philip K. Dick.
I unless it's Dr. Seuss, I really don't know. So, no. Anyway, so anything interesting this week? Anything worthy to share?
Anything worthy to share?
Or something that's unworthy to share?
No, I had a fairly uneventful week.
Yeah, I did too.
Like even Newsweek, like the big news event of the week, I was off that day.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I just been, I hadn't, and I haven't been, it's all these movies I want to see.
Yes.
And it's like.
Justice League.
Yeah, Justice League I want to see. I still hadn't seen Spider-Man. I want to see Spider-Man.
Homecoming? You haven't seen Homecoming?
No, I want to see Thor,
Yes.
I haven't seen Thor yet, which I'm looking forward to, but it'd be good to see it before it goes out of theaters. So
yes.
That'd be kind of fun. And what else is, Star Wars, of course, is coming.
Yep.
But
Star Wars is on its way.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming, and I'm just passing me by. But I know we've been talking about the Justice League, and
that's coming out the Thursday.
I think so.
Is it this week?
I think so. It's funny, we've been talking about Ben Affleck the past several podcasts, and it kind of goes back and forth on this whole Ben Affleck, whether he's going to continue being Batman. Is he going Batfleck? Yeah, or Batfleck. Apparently. He's kind of already planning his Batman exit. This comes from Cineblend, and this came like 9 hours ago.
Is Flexit?
Flexit. Cinemablend. Yeah, he's Flexit. Kind of like I mean, if it would have been, the Dark Knight, trilogy, it would have been like Christian Bale.
Bale.
Yeah. What do you call Batman when he doesn't go to church?
Yeah, it's Christian Bale.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
It would have been better if I was set that up before.
That
was like the worst setup. It's like, is this mic on? Yeah.
That's like Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Oh wait, knock knock.
Knock knock. Yeah. It's basically it basically is a dyslexic. I can't even talk now. Dyslexic stand-up comedian.
There you go.
That would have been even funny if I could pronounce it. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've not done any follow up on that, and I guess there's a lot of people talking about it right now, seeking a graceful and cool way to exit Batman role.
What, are you gonna die?
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing the whole Han Solo thing, the Harrison Ford thing. What is the deal with these actors who have these great roles? I mean, like Han Solo, and Batman. Yeah. I mean, the deal is, come on.
If you had a Robin ready to step up and step into the place, now that could be cool.
Now, I tell you what I would have gotten into is The Dark Knight with Christian Bale. At the very end. If he had
actually died.
Yeah. Well, the deal is, remember and if you haven't watched it, come on, get out of a rock.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Okay, please. At the very end, Christian Bale, who plays Bruce Wayne, Batman, everybody, believes he's dead after the bomb, and of course he's
alive and well in Paris or
somewhere
something.
drinking, I don't know, some bubbly or something like that.
Yep.
But the guy who played Robin, who
Which
was
not Robin. Yeah.
He was a police officer.
Yep.
And ended up finding the cave.
See, I think that could have been an awesome way to play that.
And in that character, Gordon, he played on 30 Rock from the Sun.
Yeah. The Robin guy?
Yeah.
Oh, crud.
He's really good. I mean, played 30 Rock from the Sun. Also, he played in 10 Things I Hate About You, which was kind of a 90s version of an 80s teenage movie.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of his name.
And, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that would have been perfect. I mean, he was a perfect age for that.
Yep.
And
he could have stepped right into the role.
And they could have done another trilogy, which I would have watched. I mean, I think it would have been cool.
Yeah. I think it would have, it at least could have given you like the one chance, the one shot.
Yeah.
And then see what happened. And if it didn't do good, chuck it up to, well, that was an okay idea, but it didn't the wrong character.
Well, I mean, the problem is, I know we're talking about Justice League a lot, but it's the big thing right now. And the problem is that if you can't have characters devoted for playing something as important like, like Batman. I mean, it's like in Marvel, I mean, not knocking, the Black Panther or, who's the guy who, I can't remember the...
Which
some minor,
that was replaced.
Yeah, I mean,
the Rhodey character was replaced. The Rhodey character.
I mean, if you
and it was Rhodey.
I'm
trying to think of somebody else, but Rhodey's the one that I'm thinking of. They replaced him, and it was a clean replacement because in the movie he was started in, he was kind of a minor character, and then when they brought in the other guy, it was a bigger role, and it worked fine. I think it was noticeable, but it wasn't, because it was a minor character. It wasn't as obvious.
Well, I mean, let's say all of a sudden you kill off Iron Man or Captain America. You just totally ruined the Marvel Universe, Avengers.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. Chris Evans.
Yeah,
he's supposed to only signed on for like 3 movies or something.
Yeah,
and We've already got 3 movies with Chris Evans.
Yeah.
And actually we've got a 4th movie that's got a cameo.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about it, in the very last one, it's, he's, without giving it away, he's, him and his compadres are safe.
But kind of on the outs.
On the outs.
Yeah. And see, I think this is one where I think if... This is one of my... if you brought in... You got the Falcon character. If he was a super strong character, if he could stand up to Chris Evans, stand toe-to-toe with Chris Evans, you could pull Chris Evans out and slide in a black Captain America.
Yeah.
Because that was a thing in the comic books years ago.
Yeah.
And I think it could work.
I think so.
But you've got to have the right character. We talked about that last week.
Well, and he would be. I mean, he's a vet. He's kind of the same kind of I don't know, mindset as Captain America.
Yeah. And I feel like his acting skills, his acting chops are pretty good. I mean,
but the problem is he somehow would have to have the powers. He would have to have the strength to be Captain America. I mean,
right.
You
don't have the super soldier thing.
Yeah, it's not. You can't be like an Captain America, an Iron Man kind of deal. That kind of takes away from the whole super soldier aspect of it. But the comparison with Ben Affleck, it's like everything from the Justice League, like we talked about last week, is totally revolve around Ben Affleck as Batman.
Oh yeah,
and
no doubt.
so, and at this point, even I like Superman, but Batman is the glue that brings them all together.
Yep.
And so I don't know. I don't know what DC is going to do, because if they want to continue this franchise, and I know they've been talking a lot about the character that they think they'll be able to continue building upon, which is the Flash. They've been talking a lot about the Flash, but the deal is that Batman is the main character.
Yeah.
And so
Flash has a good following on the TV show.
Yeah.
So, there is definitely a fan base there for the Flash. But
it's like the Green Lantern. I mean, but it's nothing compared to Batman.
Yeah, I think you're going to run into that. You're going to run into that situation where you have it could be a really decent movie.
Yeah.
With some great acting, and all the Flash fans are going to show up.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get those fringe people.
No. I mean, because
fringe people show up for a Batman movie.
Yeah, they know Batman.
Fringe people show up for a Superman movie.
Yeah, they know Superman. It's iconic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's like going with Iron Man first for Marvel. That one was I don't know if it was a stretch, but it was a great choice because of who they put in the Iron Man suit.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But my thought is, I don't know why they didn't do Captain America first.
But see, that's what I was thinking. But, knowing that they put Tony Stark in, Tony Stark.
Well, he is kind of Tony Stark.
They put Tony Stark in as Iron Man.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't, they didn't put Dudley Freeman as, wouldn't that be cool? Dudley Freeman as Iron Man.
Oh,
wouldn't that be awesome? Did you see that?
No. I don't know that I want to see that.
Yeah. Okay, that's
it is one of those situations where they did kind of cast the type for that movie.
Yeah, they did.
But I mean, at the same time, Iron Man was he's not what I would call a fringe character.
No, he's not.
So he would definitely be the for the characters they have left.
Yeah,
because you can't do Spider-Man.
No,
I mean, back in the day, couldn't do Spider-Man, couldn't do Fantastic Four,
nope.
Couldn't do X-Men.
No.
So who do you got left? You got all the Avengers.
That's right.
So who are the top two Avengers? You got Iron Man and Captain America.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think they probably went with with Iron Man first because they knew they could do a blockbuster special effects movie.
Oh yeah.
And if they went with Captain America, they were going to have to do a period piece.
Yeah, and it's cool that they did that after the fact.
Yes.
I mean, that's
definitely.
Cool. But yeah, they totally needed to go with Iron Man. But that's strange. I remember the first time it came out, the trailer. I'm going, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure. And then
and if you look at if you actually look at the official start of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they technically count the second Hulk movie.
Yeah, exactly.
As the first one.
Yeah, I know. And that was
I don't think of it as being I think of Iron Man as being the start.
I do too, but if even when if you went on Amazon and you try to buy I guess they call it the first phase.
Yes.
And
was it The Incredible Hulk was the second movie?
Yeah, it was the second movie. The first one they don't want to talk about, the first Hulk, but the one that was done by Edward Norton.
Yeah.
And
it was good.
Yeah. And so, but I don't know. I guess the reason they call it the first one because there were some crossovers in it.
Yeah.
But I think you could have easily just shoved that under the rug and just start it. And just do that. And I think that would have been a better deal. Nothing against Edward Norton, but that because he's a good actor. But
yeah, it was kind of it's more like proof of concept just to get us started. Just to say, hey, look, this is what we could do if we decided to do it. But that Affleck leaving the bat suit this early worries me for the DC universe. And keep in mind, I'm not a DC guy. But I want to see this happen.
Yeah.
I want to see a DC cinematic universe work.
It's darker, and it kind of reminds me, when we say darker, kind of like Blade Runner. I mean, it's dark. I mean, of course, not even close to the same as far as story goes. But, talking about it, and the Justice League hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
It makes you kind of go, man, it's kind of like, okay, let me tell you this Netflix. There's a show I really liked, and I was watching on Netflix, okay? Yeah. It's called Battle Creek. It was, it was two cops and that. But I got hooked in it, and I thought, man, this is pretty good. It's developing. Only season 1. And I got connected and emotionally tied to these guys, and it was like a man bro deal. And then what? Season 1, no season 2. I thought, you got to be kidding me. So now, anytime I get ready to watch a Netflix show that they take, from the past or something like that, I find out how many seasons they have first, because so with that, I feel the same way when I'm going to go and see this movie. And I want to, I see this camaraderie and these relationships, knowing that, Batman's going to skip out. You see what I'm saying? Yep. It's almost like, okay, you're already, we'll go date, but I'm going to dump you anyhow.
Yeah, I'm a little the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And I think partly because I'm a huge British TV show fan.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. And they do it differently over there.
Yeah, I know.
And I've gotten so used to the idea of either, like Doctor Who, you get 2 or 3 seasons with one guy and that's it. Or in some cases, 1 season with a guy and that's it. And you got to start with a whole new person. But Broadchurch was a show that I really got into, a British show. And it was 8 episodes, story arc kind of deal. And I had no clue whether they would make a second season. They ended up making 3 seasons, but honestly, I had no expectations because they kind of wrapped up everything that needed to be told in the first season. There wasn't really a reason for a second season. They kind of made a second season. I was glad, but it wasn't something that disappointed me. For the Batman thing, I think they can pull it off. I think they can do this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what they're going to need to do is get somebody who is can stand up to Ben Affleck, get him in the movie with Ben Affleck, get Ben Affleck out of there, and this guy steps into the cape.
Well, I think what they're going to have to do, and I don't know, it's like passing of the torch. They need to find, kind of the whole Captain America thing, you know, kind of like we talked about, the guy, Gordon Levitt and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes.
We want to make sure all 3 of his names are in the title. Yeah, then they need to pass the torch. To a Robin or someone.
Yeah.
But
or
see, the problem is
Nightwing or something.
Yeah, but the deal is now, in the trailer you saw there was a glass case and there was a thing.
Yeah, Robin's already dead.
Yeah, he's
but
dead.
There's been more than one Robin.
Yeah.
So you just bring in a new Robin, bring in a Darkwing, somebody like that. And that storyline has happened in Batman's history, but it's not. It hasn't been as prominent as some of the other characters getting replaced.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
and the thing with Marvel, if they decide to just replace a character, well, they'll just start writing it into the comic books that way.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Like Nick Fury was a white guy.
Well, that's
for 50
true.
years,
That's
and now
true.
he's a black guy.
Yeah, but Samuel L. Jackson, I mean, that guy.
But I'm talking even in the comic books. Now he's a white guy. I was like, what? That's interesting.
I mean, he's
because they're all owned by the same company. They can make that change. With this, DC has kind of just licensed this to Warner Brothers, right? I mean, DC.
Yeah, exactly.
Warner Brothers doesn't own DC outright, correct?
That's true. Yeah, DC. Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Could be correct. I could be wrong, and please correct me if I am. But
I mean, Jeremy Irons, he could.
Yeah.
Just joking. Jeremy Irons is Batman. Yeah, so
who knows?
Who knows?
I have no clue. Hey, so
Christopher Walken would be a great Batman.
Could be.
There you go.
He could be the 1960s Batman really easily.
Put some type. So,
you got any weird news other than Christopher Walken being Batman?
I love Christopher Walken's. Well, this is interesting. Aldi recalls nuts because the packet doesn't warn that it contains nuts.
Do what?
Aldi recalls nuts because packet doesn't warn that it contains nuts.
Aldi, the grocery store, recalled their nuts
because the packet
didn't
warn that it contained nuts. Yeah,
that shows on the outside of the bag that it is nuts.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't say it contains nuts. That is nuts.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the whole. Well, you think about it, it's kind of like the whole lawnmower. Don't put your hand down in the blade, and they have this caution on it. And the reason they have the caution is because somebody actually did it and got money for it. That was the whole. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, Aldi urgently recalling brand of nuts from its shelves as they do not say it contained nuts. And the supermarket chain says that the name blah 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 peanuts contains cashew nuts, which is not printed on the label, and is advising everyone with nut allergies to avoid them.
To avoid their nuts.
Yeah, I mean, there's a joke there, and I'm not going there. It's in my head, it's playing, but I'm not doing it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they said anyone who purchased a pack of the peanuts in the 200-gram pack size with best before end of, I guess, 7/2018, and the batch code, blah, 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 blah. Is advised to return it to the store it was brought from. If you brought one of the affected peanuts, they say affected packets. It's an affected packet because there's nuts in it, and it does not say nuts on. What doesn't it?
What
it has
does
to
it
say. Okay, now the name of it, the name of the brand is Clancy Barbecue Flavored Coated Peanuts. Where does not say nuts in that?
May contain nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's they've got to put on the package.
It's back to
may contain nuts.
It's back. It goes back to the last news and we talked about last week. Meatballs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, come on.
Meatballs have meat in it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They do. So
nuts have nuts in them. By the way, if you're consuming peanuts right now and you're allergic to nuts, you might want to stop.
Don't do it.
Oh my goodness.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. So, yeah. So, I know. This is,
That's my lurch.
I know.
What else you got?
We got here. Oh, here we go. We got a man accused of snapping chicken's neck at a Target store.
Wait, what? Wait.
Man accused of snapping
of
a chicken's neck. Yeah, the chicken.
Wait, a live chicken?
Well, it's a 56-year-old man. It's from Honolulu. So
okay, wait. And what store was it?
It was a Target.
Well, why was there a live chicken at the Target? Can you buy live chickens at Target in Honolulu?
You can do a lot of things in Honolulu you can't do here.
I was gonna say I have never seen a live chicken for sale at my Walmart or my Target. Sorry, I keep saying Walmart.
He said 56-year-old man is accused of snapping a chicken's neck in front of a Hawaii Target.
In front of. Okay, not in the store.
Yeah, you got to get past the title. It brings you in the news. You know that. In front of a Hawaii Target store after he was asked to leave the store because he brought a dead black bird in with him. He said, they said Honolulu Star Advisor reports that Walter Anderson was arrested on November the 3rd shortly after employees say he killed the chicken that was in the tree near the Kahula target, and then grabbed another chicken from the tree and walked off with it.
Wait, why were there chickens in the tree? Wait, chickens are in trees?
I guess so. I guess. I don't know.
I didn't know chickens fly.
They said another chicken.
WKRP, I swear, I thought they could fly.
I love that.
It's getting to Thanksgiving.
Oh, man.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to look up WKRP in Cincinnati. And live turkeys.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I swear, I thought they could fly.
It's mad chaos everywhere.
Oh, my gosh. So they're just random chickens in these trees.
I guess so. I mean, it said in there he killed the chicken that was in the tree near Cooler Target, then grabbed another chicken from the tree. There was 2 chickens in the tree.
At least two.
Yeah, so he brought a dead blackbird in, and then he killed 2 chickens in a tree.
Oh my goodness!
Sounds like 2 turtle doves in a tree.
I guess.
So of course Anderson, he pleaded not guilty. Thursday.
Not guilty to.
To second-degree cruelty to animals.
Cruelty to animals.
Yeah. So the Target employees allowed Anderson.
So if he had plucked the chicken and eaten it, would that have been cruelty to animals?
I don't know. I mean,
because my mom used to tell me stories about how they killed their chickens when she was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, if he's taking it home and making a meal out of it,
I guess if he grabbed another chicken and left, he just left the dead one there. I guess that's cruelty to animals because he didn't eat it.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Chicken's tasty.
It's good.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's chicken is a.
Prefer mine fried.
Everything's good.
Everything's better fried.
Yeah, you can do. Louis Anderson, you remember him? He used to say, he said, everything's good deep fried. He said, I don't care, you put a leather shoe in it, it's good. He said,
well, yeah.
So anyway, that's back to...
Rest in peace, Louis.
Yeah.
What else you got?
So we have this is pretty good. And basically, police had to cut their interrogation short after a suspects refused to stop farting.
He used chemical warfare against the cops.
He did. Yeah, a police interrogation of a Kansas City man charged with drugs and gun offensive ended prematurely when the investigator was driven from the room by the suspect's excessive flatulence. Detector reported that when asked for his address, 24-year-old Sean Skikes Jr. leaned to one side of his chair and released a loud fart before answering. They report that Skikes continued to be flatulent, and the detectives was forced to quickly end the interview. And,
my goodness.
And just the ending of this, Skikes appeared in the court Monday, charged with being a felon in a possession of 3 arms and blah, 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 blah. But he farted. He
farted his way out of an interrogation.
That's pretty genius.
That's brilliant. I would not have thought of that.
You know what?
So next time you plan on doing a crime, eat lots of bean burritos beforehand.
Exactly.
Is that the moral to the story?
If I was a lawyer, I give that advice to my client.
There you go.
Especially in court next to the judge.
Yeah.
What do you plead? So there you go.
Oh my goodness!
Order in the court. So yeah, anything. Well, I have one more thing, and he said basically, Greg says sorry after Advent calendar launch replaced baby Jesus with a sausage roll.
What?
He says Greg says sorry after
Greg's?
Greg's is the guy's name. He said Greg's has apologized to anyone offended by the publicity for his first Advent calendar, which shows a sausage roll in the manger instead of baby Jesus.
Why is there a sausage roll?
Apparently,
I like sausage rolls.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, but
But why was it in the manger?
I guess it was among the publicity photos for a calendar. Or a Santa. Basically, it's a pastry. Pastry shop.
It's a pastry
he owned
shop.
a shop.
So
yeah. So Well, the
three wise baguettes, and you got
yes, but some people were upset about it. So
the shepherd's pie in the field.
Exactly. So he said he was sorry.
The star cookie,
Yeah, he was. He said it was never my intentions, which it's
the Mary Jane brownies.
Exactly, Mary Jane brownies. There you go.
I'm trying to think what else he got in there.
Yeah,
but how does baby Jesus become a sausage roll? It's the little sausage rolls.
Well, exactly. Well, and I can't show the picture, but it had a picture of the manger, and there was a sausage roll there.
That's funny.
That'd be So anyway, that's my news. And remember, when you go buy a sausage roll, think of Jesus.
There you go.
That's right.
There's that. Or was it a kosher sausage roll?
That's true. That's true.
As opposed to
we could go very, very deep with that.
Yeah, we
philosophical,
could.
but
we're not going to.
No, we're not. Ain't gonna do it.
Ain't not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. So,
oh
man,
my gosh.
I know.
Crazy stuff, man. People are insane.
Oh, I know. It's
funny you mentioned the Advent calendar. I just noticed there was something else that was catching flack about their Advent calendar.
Really?
Let's see, I don't know who it was. I'm not gonna find it now. It was somebody selling an Advent calendar online, and it was like, I don't know, it was like $50 for this Advent calendar, and there was like, I don't know if it was an apology or exactly, but it was just, there was something weird about it that people were offended by.
Probably offended because it was $50, but
well, I was gonna say I'd be offended if it was $50.
Come on, $50. There may be. There need to be something more than, because usually it's a tradition in my house. I get the kids usually an Advent calendar, but it has like the windows and
you got the chocolate.
And the thing about it, kids are with me 1 week and they're not with me, and they come back another week. So it's like a total sugar high because they open all the windows from the previous week and cram the chocolate in their mouth. So
that's funny.
Yeah. So
I like Advent calendars.
I do too.
I like chocolate.
Well,
it's really
because if you just open it up and there's a little message in there, it's like, okay,
you know what I like?
Where's the chocolate?
You know what I like?
What's that?
December 26th.
Mm-hmm.
You get half-priced Advent calendars.
Oh, there you go.
Half-price chocolate.
That's right.
It's like Valentine's.
It is.
It's like February 15th.
Yeah.
February 15th is half-price chocolate day.
Oh, I know.
It's not the day after Valentine's Day. It's half-price chocolate day.
And if seriously, why not? Like Christmas. After Christmas, all the sales.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Half-price Christmas tree.
Come on.
I always buy new Christmas trees after Christmas.
Do you?
Yep. I don't buy one every year. I said that, and I was that didn't come out right. I had like 1 million Christmas trees in my house.
You got like 10 Christmas trees. I can't get through.
But when we have bought Christmas trees, we've always bought them after Christmas. We were like, you know what? I think this year is the year to buy a Christmas tree, and we'll get rid of our Christmas tree and buy a new one.
Oh, they're already. Black Friday sales are already coming up.
Yeah, what's that deal? It's it's not Black Friday now. It's like Black 2 months before Friday.
Yeah, basically it's Black Friday countdown. And so, because Amazon, they originally, I remember when they started doing the Black Friday, they would have the counter on it.
Yeah.
And you have this much time to buy it and all this
good
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, now they're doing that like throughout the year now. And especially countdown.
Yeah,
there's nothing
special about it anymore.
No.
Speaking of big sales and specials, do you know what Alibaba is?
Alibaba.
You know the big retailer like in China?
Oh, no, I was thinking of like a genie. Alibaba.
No, it's a really big company in China, and they basically created a fake holiday, and they called it Singles Day.
Really?
And they promoted it as a day for you to buy yourself a gift.
Treat yourself.
And the day they did this thing, and they had this big promotion, and they sold like ridiculous amounts of stuff. It was,
here it is right here. Alibaba's Singles Day.
yeah, look at the numbers.
Yeah, with a record of 25 billions in sales.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's insane.
That is insane.
And that's people just buying stuff for themselves.
Well, I mean, because really, on Christmas people give you stuff, and I don't want to try. I'm not trying to be not thankful, but
Yeah.
there is some stuff where it's like, just save your money and, I don't know, just buy me some chocolate. I don't know, but yeah, this is interesting. Now, I haven't heard of this group before.
Yeah, it's a fascinating deal.
Yeah, it really is.
I think it is both brilliant and abominable at the same time. It's like you created a holiday purely for profit.
Canada is the same thing. Boxer Day.
Boxing Day? No, Boxing Day existed a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's Canada, so.
I don't even remember. I actually used to know what Boxing Day was.
I remember I used to think it was like celebrating Canadian boxing.
Canadian boxing.
Or a bunch of guys in the warehouse who boxes stuff.
Yeah, it actually started in the UK. It didn't start in Canada.
Can Canada not come up with anything original?
Yeah, well,
do they have to steal it from everyone else?
Yeah, well, there's that.
Because I know Canadians are
As
not
I recall,
listening.
it had something to do with there were it was like a day for giving to some particular charity or something. And they had boxes all over town that you would give money to. I could have that wrong.
It says Boxer Day is a holiday celebrated the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
It's originated in the United Kingdom and is celebrated in a number of countries that previously was ruled by Great Britain. But what is it? What does it do? Wiki how.
Oh, this says it's much like Black Friday. Well, that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah, is it 26? Although bank holiday, public holiday, la 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 la. Basically, it's the second day of Christmas for these countries that celebrate Boxer Day. I don't know.
Okay.
Boy, that was interesting.
Okay, well.
Christmas box. Knock on the door, asking for a Christmas box.
Oh, well.
Being a small cash donation.
Maybe
blah, blah, blah.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm remembering.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't know much about Boxing Day.
I don't know.
That was a mistake. We shouldn't have done that.
I was just trying to bash on Canadians. I didn't mean, I love Canadians because the bacon is awesome.
Oh, well, there is that. There is bacon.
And
they're comedians.
Comedians like John Candy.
Yeah, all the good comedians are Canadian.
I mean, seriously. So
I don't know what that's all about.
I don't know.
Just because it's cold up there and they don't have anything
else to do? I think it's cold and they suck the maple.
Oh, there's that.
All that maple syrup and it's
so if you are a Canadian listener and we have just offended you, please let us know.
Yeah, because
we'd love to not read your information about.
We would love somebody just to put something down on our website.
Yeah, that would be great if you
even if you have something belligerent to say,
that would be cool.
That'd be cool because we'll keep it.
I would love to have some haters.
Oh man, that's all we would have.
Well, that's true.
If we had anyone.
Yeah.
And actually, we have my wife, and she hates it.
Well, yeah.
So it's okay.
She hasn't responded though.
Yeah, I mean,
not in an affirmative way.
No, I mean, I went on there and I said I liked it, but that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, I decided to open up 50 YouTube accounts and
and like our stuff.
But I really
YouTube doesn't like it when you do that.
Yeah, and personally, I think it was good enough to go through that trouble. So, so I figured. I got better things to do,
So we made it and we didn't think it was that good.
Yeah, so why would I do that? So.
Well, you know what, Mike? You know what time it is?
Oh, is it it's time to go.
Yeah, it is time to go.
It's time to go. Wow, that's sad.
I know. I was having fun.
But it's fun, yeah.
We'll do it next week.
Well, I think the one listener out there and anybody else who joined in, and I love Canadians, so let's.
Yep.
There's no hating there.
Send us some bacon.
I love bacon.
We will. We'll start promoting your product.
That? Yeah, Canadians, what that means. And anyhow, we'll say,
Mike, I think it's time.
Time to go. Goodbye.